Hey everybody, this is Way to Fail, and I am playing Scrolls trying to get a 2000 rating, and you can see my 1608 rating. I played a little bit. It's good enough to get me 42, so somehow, someway, I'm currently in the top 50. And we're going to have to fix that today by playing a ranked match just to see kind of how things go. I'm going to be playing Monogrowth, which is a little bit dicey. I've had some boom, I've had some bust. That's kind of how it is, but I think I've cleaned up my play a little bit. But while I'm waiting for the queue, because it is going to take a little bit while, I just want to talk about my prior matches a bit. I did have some good wins with my Monogrowth. I did have some pretty interesting losses with my Decay Growth, and I am working on a few other decks as well. But really, the interesting thing to me is that I'm seeing a lot more Decay and a lot less Energy, which is a little bit strange because Energy was pushing so hard pre-patch. And I guess that might be because so many people are playing Growth as they go up the ladder, and Energy kind of has a weak matchup against it, even with the current structure spam that Energy likes to do. I know I just wait to Quake it until the day is done, but an Order is something that, now that I say I haven't seen it too much, I'll probably see it here, but Order is not showing up for me in my matches nearly as much as Growth and Decay are. I don't know if that's any reason in particular, but maybe it's just the crowd that I'm playing with this time of night. It's not the gold weekend anymore, so about the usual 230 something are online, so it is going to be a little bit of time before I get started here. So let's see, match found. Who's it going to be? Who is going to knock me back down into the out of the 1600 range? It's Neuralizer. Hey, good luck, have fun, fellow Badger friend. And let's see what we can do here today. I don't know what he's playing, so I really don't want to ditch my Quake this early. Oh, this is a kind of weird hand to have offhand. I'm gonna get rid of Rat King, maybe. No, let's get rid of Quake. Let's get rid of Quake. It could be a decision that I regret from the opening hand, but here we go. Neuralizer, please don't be playing something that I want to Quake, which is probably everything. It's Decay. Okay, so I may be able to live without that Quake. I may not. So let's go ahead. We're going to keep the Rat King. And I don't know what I want to ditch here. I really like my cards, but considering there's not a lot of one health things that really scare me, I'm just going to get rid of the Ragged Wolf for now. Made about 5k on it. Yeah, the double gold weekend was in the past, and if you missed it, they'll do it again. It does bring a lot of people into the game, livens up things quite a bit. My queues were about as long as they normally are, but I think that's because my rating is just significantly above other people, and the higher rating you get, the longer you tend to have to wait for people. So hopefully this will be a relaxed game. Neuralizer is a very skilled player. We're both Badger people, whatever that means. I blame 10 Fox for that name, but I wasn't around then, so he was on vacation, saw some college friends, though. It was fun, so that's nice. Oh, that's probably better, because yeah, I played Scrolls a bit this weekend, at least when I was just having to not tend to other things, because I've been very busy just in general. Oh my god, I did not hit in turn. Oops. Alright, so my turn was over. I hope I got rid of a card in time, but I do want to go 3, 4, 5 if possible here, as I'm just going derp, derp, derp. And I guess that's something where I wish the text box wasn't over the end turn button. I blame text box over end turn button. Sorry you get to hear me repeat my bantering to the person on the other side of the table. I'm sure we'll have serious time in a minute. Actually, I'm sure we're going to have languid time in a minute. So let's see here, Neuralizer, probably playing the standard Mono Decay deck that I've seen most people play recently. My Decay Growth deck is actually very atypical for what I've seen here. So yep, figured the languid was coming. That's one reason I played the Brave, just to get out, which is good. We're going to get rid of the Sister of the Box, and this is going to be a 2 health wall that we will move up, just in case he, for some godforsaken reason, is playing a Poison deck, which I doubt. Which I am working on a Poison deck again for Decay. It is Mono Decay. It does use Bloodline Taint, which I'll probably dub Power Word Racism, because, I mean, it takes out everything that is the same type of creature, and against Order, that's fantastic, because it gives everything Curse 2. Against Energy, you can use it against a bunch of tribesmen, or structures, or both. So now he's just eliminating everything he's come to play here, so I guess the question is, Rat King probably not going to do me as much good at this point. I kind of want to get my Great Wolf out. And to do that, let's do this. So he is poisoning everything up front. This is kind of the nightmare scenario opening hand for growth versus mono decay. So here we go. Here's the new natural question here, and this is something I've discussed in my videos before. Having luck with growth, it is kind of about luck. So, not necessarily this match am I having luck, but let's see here. 2 Great Wolves. I really did not want to top deck a second Great Wolf. So let's see here. Yeah, so Neuralizer, you'll see me commenting and posting on this, but pretty much what it boils down to with what it boils down to, at least versus Decay, is not getting my creatures disabled or eliminated early. Just had to ditch a Great Wolf to get a Great Wolf. So there we go. But yeah, this is kind of the mono decay early game that you really have to be worried about, because a lot of things are susceptible to things like Soul Steal. A lot of things are susceptible to Brain Lice, and this is where maybe Breaker is not as great of a play in this matchup. So this Breaker's gonna die. Kind of wish I had an Ilmire Rod Eater. Actually, that's the other thing that's weird about my my poison deck that I'm working on, is that I actually am experimenting not running with Rod Eaters. And that sounds like a bonkers crazy idea, because Rod Eaters can be so ridiculously good. But like I said, it's just an experimental deck. There's still some things I'm trying to push in and out. I currently have Rod Eaters swapped out for a Pestis Simulator, and that may change, because Pestis Simulator is very easy to dodge. And so right now I gotta watch out, because this is gonna be 4 there, and here we go. Rallying, and oh my god, this is like the stupidest draw ever. I'm not even gonna play any cards right now. There's no reason to do that. I'll let him move down before I do that. Actually, I'd love it if he moved down, because that would mean I could just do this and then kill both of these guys just by weaving that guy upwards. But I don't expect him to move down. What would be good on his end is to move these two over, push this guy down and force him to, or at least give him a 67% chance of killing my Kinfolk Brave. So is he gonna move down? He's gonna keep his Rod Eater safe, so that's a smart play. But at least that means if he doesn't drop anything in front of it, I can drop a Kinfolk Vet. But knowing Neuralizer, he's going to drop a Tribesman right there. So, grrr, a little bit. And a Blight Bearer too. Well, shit. This is where, and like I said before, this is where my growth really is not playing very nicely with me later. And now I'm having the issue of, okay, I don't want the rally right now. Fertile Soil is nice. Is it worth Fertile Soiling to, well, if I take these guys out, that's 2 creatures down. If I play the Ragged Wolf, I'm going to be able to kill both of those. This guy will be poisoned, but at this rate, I've got to start taking back the board a little bit. So fuck it, we're going to do it. We'll play Wolf Bro down here, just to keep things simpler. I don't have anything like Oak Vial to help this guy out, so he's probably going to be poisoned and hurting before long, but I am going to Fertile Soil this guy next turn. What I'd love for him to do is expose this Rod Eater, but I don't think that's going to happen. So now that I'm remembering where my end turn button is, let's see. Suddenly that rally looks like a better card to have, but what can you do? Oblivion Seeker as well. Love tucking Oblivion Seekers in front of Rod Eaters. But once again, you just got to deal with the cards that are available. And that is interesting. I may actually hold on to the Frostgale play here, but let's start by doing this. See, one way that you gotta kinda attack Mangy Wolf as well. Oh boy. We may be in for some good treats here next turn, if he doesn't have something to kill either of these guys. And he might, because I may be able to take out the Rod Eater next turn. Depending on a lot. Okay, so can't play the Mangy this turn, but it's okay to get that Fertile Soil out. I just don't want to have to kill the Oblivion Seeker to get to the Rot Eater, if I can avoid it. He's probably not playing Uneasy Alliance, so that means this guy is very likely safe this turn. If he has a Harvester dropping right here, though, I'm going to be a little concerned. Or if he has an Ilmire Witch Doctor, I'm going to have to really think, do I want to take out the Rot Eater, or do I want to take out this guy? So, Lifestealer, okay. I think I can deal with this. I can definitely deal with this. Okay. So I guess the issue now is I want to take out both of those things. We'll save the Mangy Wolf. We'll actually save the Frost Gale as well, so I am going to ditch for resources here. So no cooldown reduction. That's true, buddy. Alright, so this guy's just going to die. There's nothing I can do about it at this rate. So he's going to go out in a blaze of glory. I'll get out a Ragged Wolf as well. It's probably going to be Fertile Soul bait before too long, so not too much more I can do here other than as much as I want to play. See, okay, I want this guy to attack. I really want to play something else here, but see, going for the health reduction is not going to do me a lot of good here. And I can't really Kinfolk Vet into this, so there may have been something I could have done that's a little different. Because if I Kinfolk Vet and kill this guy, this one will survive. And I really don't want that. So, as weird as it is to hold on to this many resources at the end of turn, that's exactly what we're going to do. Like I said, it's just ranked. What's the worst that can happen? Other than having to Fertile Soul my Great Wolf. Because he's not going to be able to Soul Steal it this turn. He could Damning Curse. This is going to be a good round for Mangy Wolf next turn. Possibly a Mangy Wolf Frost Gale. So there's a Witch Doctor. That's a card I was hoping to avoid. Shit. Okay, well, let's see here. We're just going to make the plays we have to make here at this point. Do I feed him more cards? I think now is the time to do that. So I'd love to Fertile Soul here. I think the smarter play, do I just take out the Ripper? That's going to put a Husk up. I can't really deal with this row all the way right now, because that's going to be 5 damage. That won't be enough. But that, actually, you know what though? We're just going to do it. We're going to say Leroy Jenkins, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, not too much else to play, so we're just going to drop you down here. And hope for the best, because that's going to be multiple damage from multiple cats. I am going to feed him cards, which sucks, but I want to get this guy down to Quake range. That's more important, because if there's one thing I've learned that I really struggle with, to the point where I'm thinking about putting in Jarls into this deck, is the whole lack of relentless stuff versus all of these Husks. Especially if he's going to Necrogeddon, especially if he's going to Watcher or something, and I do smell a Necrogeddon coming. He does have 7 cards. I'm sure he's drawn it by now. But he's going to take out 2 of my creatures' second Witch Doctor. That's annoying. Alright. So let's see here. 1 Quake. 1 Quake is good. Not a lot of cooldown reduction. Not a lot really to do here, other than maybe play a Totem. I kind of want to go to 7 resources here, but we're going to wait and take Brother of the Wolf first. See if we can get something better. Sister of the Fox, that's a start. Can you move? No. I can play Breaker. I can play Sister of the Fox. Let's commit to this row, folks. I mean, I'm holding on to a Pocket Quake. I can't really bluff here. So I get a Sister of the Owl as well. That's a great follow-up card for Quake. More important thing is all this crap. Question is that on the next turn, do I Frost Gale Ancestral Totem? It's not going to be enough damage unless this guy survives and I can swap him. But there's the Languid. So that's not great for me. But I can take this guy out with the Quake whenever I want to. It's this Witch Doctor that I gotta set up. And I want to make sure that he can't Necro at his own convenience. In fact, it's to the point where part of the challenge is that if I Quake, I'm Quaking myself out of the picture here. And that if I don't Quake at the right time, that Life Stealer is just going to come back to life. Shocking, I know. But we're just going to see what plays he makes. I think, okay, so that's interesting. He's trying to move his units up to protect them. Maybe he thinks I have a Rally Crimson Bull. That'd be nice if I had a Rally Crimson Bull. But I don't. Alright. It's not going to be anything super fancy here. It's going to be a Frost Gale if I do anything next turn. And that's mainly just to try, like I said, to try and take down the health of this Witch Doctor. I just want to really avoid the Nekogeddon. He has a lot of cards and a lot of things to think about, so that's okay there. Ripper there as well. I can live with that. Now the question is, do I worry about the Nekogeddon play? I get a Rat King. It doesn't do me a ton. Alright. So I have 6 resources. That's all I need to make a play. Double Frost Gale. That's interesting. I don't think it's gonna be wise to double Frost Gale here, so we're just gonna do this instead. Because I do have the Quake in my pocket and I do intend to use it. So let's go ahead and Frost Gale once. That'll knock you guys down a little bit. My goal once again is to get this Witch Doctor's health down, and now I can Quake him out of the picture. So let's move you up. You're gonna die. You're gonna be a chump blocker. In fact, I'm just expecting this entire row to die. So let's put the Ancestral Totem right here. Yay! What's going to happen? I don't know. Bing, bing, down to 1 health, husk up. Let's hope for no Nekogeddon here. Because right now I've set up the Quake pretty well. And this is okay, Harvester. Harvester, also a card you don't want to see. Oh, okay, so don't like that Harvester at all. But I may just have to deal with it. Because you know what? He has to kill 3 of my idols. And Quake is going to be maybe the play to make. Because it's better, if I'm going to activate the Harvester, I may as well do it all in one go. So let's get rid of a Frost Gale for resources. Because I need to start getting up to higher than 6. And fuck it, let's Quake. So I gotta be able to get that Life Stealer down. Hopefully I'll be able to Kinfolk Veteran next turn. I doubt that's gonna happen. Because he's got 5 cards and a lot that he can play with, so there's another Witch Doctor. Please don't put anything in front of that Life Stealer, although I know that's exactly what you're gonna do. Well, I guess he has to have a Ripper to do that. So I'll take that trade though. I mean, I lose an idol out of it, but look at the position I was in. That's kind of where I'm at in this game right now. Okay, so obviously the Veteran is going to be in play. Okay, so Veteran Crimson Bull. There we go. So I can Fertile Soil Rat King next turn. I can Sister the Owl after that. I can start getting some board presence back. Question is, I'm probably going to Frost Gale and hope for another Veteran or something here before too long. Probably should have Frost Galed first, actually. Because I do want to take out that Life Stealer before it comes back. But we'll do this for now. This is where I want to buy Binding Roots, I guess. Plus the Frost Gale is going to be more valuable to hurt that Husk just a little bit. And put some damage on the Witch Doctor. Said ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah. Now if he has like 2 Return to Natures or something again. And usually with these Mono Decay decks, you don't actually have... Okay, so he's protecting his Harvester now. That's fine. I want to take it out with a big play anyway, so... And that play is going to take a few turns to set up, unfortunately. Ugh. What can you do? Well, you don't want a Blight Bear in this situation. Okay, so I gotta do something to defend my castle here. Is it good to Frost Scale? It probably is good to Frost Scale, but I'm gonna get rid of it for resources. For glorious, glorious resources. And let's move you down. And let's Rat King. For those of you that do not know, a Rat King is a pile of rats intertwined and like dead and stuff. Worst explanation of Rat King ever. I'm sorry. But here we go. Here's our start. No Quakes in hand, but just trying to get a lot of cards. I do want to get up to resources here. Sisters of the Owl are going to come the next 2 turns. And that's going to be a lot for him to deal with. I may be down 2 idols. But the goal is to make a ridiculous comeback, as I have shown that I'm capable of doing in this series. So there's Languid. That's okay. These guys are all blockers now. I just gotta hope once again for no Necrogeddon, please. No Loyal Darklings. He actually is on 6 resources and thinking about it. So I think my time might be short to make a play. Question is, he's moving everybody down. Isn't Necrogeddon time? I'm just going to straight up pass. Necro time? So yeah, Mono Growth, definitely my weakest matchup so far has been against Mono Decay. And that's mainly because it comes down to draws. And that doesn't mean I never win. I have beaten Mono Decay plenty of times, but usually if I don't win by about turn 15, I have a lot of problems getting back into the game. And the number one thing that really hurts me in a Mono Decay matchup is exactly what happened in this game, which is him taking my creatures out early with removal, with Languid, with Soul Steal. So this is gonna be pretty interesting. Okay, so I do want to play a Sister of the Owl, and I do want to. I guess I don't need to worry as much about my veteran here. The thing is that if I kill too much, that Harvester is going to come down. So I'm going to have to make this snappy, I think. Let's get rid of a Crimson Bull. 4 cards, see if I can get something better. I do have a Quake. Quake doesn't do me a lot of good here. And that's usually the case against, in this matchup, so. Could possibly Kinfolk Vet down here, but what I don't want to do is feed him cards right now. And maybe that is something that you can criticize in my play early, just in terms of giving him cards. But for now, we're just going to try and make it work. I did put Nell in harm's way, though, so that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for me. And it's almost to the point where well, I already moved that guy, so I guess I made my bet, I gotta line it now. Because he can take out, if he moves his creatures up, if he prioritizes it, he can take out my owl. As is, though, this is the kind of behind you don't want to be in against Mono Decay, where he's just been able to outspam my board. And I don't know if there's going to be a lot I can do before he goes for the big finish here. So see, Return to Nature. Like I said, it's there's not a lot I can do, because now, yeah, he's pretty much got me here. Unless I can double Quake appropriately, which is probably not going to happen. But there's 1 idol down. He actually could have gotten me really close to being dead on this next turn. Oh no, that's not an idol down. That's just creatures down. Okay, well, I'm still alive. And that is the stupidest rally ever. Okay. Well, let's see here. Do I have a choice but to Quake? If I Quake, how many things die? 1, 2, 3. Alright, so let's Quake it. And I'm just going to defend my idols right now, because these guys are all going to die anyway. So if he has a Necrogeddon, I'm fucked. So it's all good in the neighborhood. Mangy Wolves just when I don't need them. So So there we go. There's the Necrogeddon, congratulating my opponent there. Like I said, Neuralizer is a very good player. He does not mess around at all. And just up front, he just got ahead of me, ramped up, and that's what happens in this matchup sometimes. There's not a lot I can do about that. But that's why, like I said before, I like my Monogrowth deck. It just doesn't always work. And even though I had good draws, he has... Oh, actually, my rating was a lot higher than his, but I'm down below 1,600. So that's not really a big surprise at all. Where's my precious ranking? Down to 57, so out of the elite ranks of the top 50 and down to wherever my name is supposed to be on 57, maybe? 57? Maybe I'm blind and I just didn't see it. Maybe it didn't update yet. Sometimes it doesn't. There we go. There's me, down to 57. Still nice to see my name up here. But yeah, it's like I said, I do like playing my Monogrowth deck. It's just struggled, in part because of the matchups that I'm facing up here right now, because Mono Decay is kind of the de facto, everybody's playing it right now, because the Watcher Necro combo is really good. And plus, as you saw there, Ilmire Witch Doctor is a beautiful counter to the lack of relentlessness in growth. So while we got a few more minutes here, let's see here if I can actually improve my deck. Because right now, let's organize this by resources. If there's a card that I'm not playing a lot, it's Brother of the Wolf. I mean, my Ancestral Totem is a very valuable card, especially for mirrors. Rat King and Mangy Wolf. I've seen some people try and play Wolfless, and it's an interesting concept, but I think the relentlessness is too valuable here. Now, I could put in... Well, I don't have Fierce Tactics, but Fierce Tactics, if I did have it, I do have the gold to acquire 3 of them. Could be good. The only problem is that you need it kind of before the 5 resources that it takes to get in. So, Frost Scale, I wasn't as much of a believer before, but that 1 damage is precious. The Return to Nature really nullifies any advantage Sister the Owl gives, and notice he plays No Growth too. Return to Nature is just a removal card. So if I'm gonna play Monogrowth here, it may be, let's give it a try. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a try and see here in future videos. Do some experimentation with it first. I'm gonna drop in the Jarl. Reason being is that it gives +1 attack buff when you drop it on top of being relentless. It's 7 resources. People have to react to it. It's a good wall. It's a good creature in general. I'm gonna take out the Brother of the Wolf. The summoning the wolves is nice, but I'm finding myself sacrificing that card a lot, and that usually means it's not giving me the proper mileage. So this is going to be my Monogrowth deck for now. Will it last? I don't know. Like I said, I got to experiment with it first, but hey, you know what? This is what you do. You win, you say, good job, how can I improve? You lose, you say, good job, how can you improve? And if everyone's going to be playing Decay, and if I don't get fast draws, or if my Kinfolk Braves, which I'm liking less and less, not because they're bad cards, it's a great card, but because it's easily countered by Decay through Soul Steal, through Brain Lice, and through whatever the other thing is, Soul Steal, Brain Lice, and anything else, Languid. Maybe I do need to get some Berserkers, try and put that in, but that's another 4 resource card. Breakers are good, but once again, Brain Lice. So, gotta think about how to tune this deck for Mono Decay, because I do have Decay decks that I play. I don't mind if you can't beat them, meet them on the field, but I want to play more than just one deck, because playing one deck at a time the whole time gets stale after a while. But you know what, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed it. At least here's a little bit of bonus deck look as well, and in the video I forgot to do this a few times, but let's buy a random scroll. Frost Scale, yay, thematic regular damage, so pretty exciting. But that's it for now. This is Way to Fail, Extra Kinfolk Veteran. These things probably won't be on here by the time this video is posted. Nope, probably not. But that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you liked what you saw, feel free to subscribe or comment. If you saw any plays that you think I could have made in the early game there, feel free to post them. I love your feedback. You all are a great extra set of eyes, and it's a big help. Or if you have any suggestions for Monogrowth versus Decay, feel free to post them. It is a matchup that definitely favors Decay, but it's not impossible for Growth to win. It's just that my deck is more geared towards outrunning energy or outrunning tempo order, which I'm not seeing right now, but that's metagame, it shifts. So this is Way to Fail with Scrolls. That's it for now. I will see you all next time.